your shit if you ain't ready to get hit.
Well, allow me to drop some knowledge.
We have to disagree. I saw the Sailor Moon outfit.
A whole mess today. Okay. What's good, my BMF army? Your favorite Jedi, the BMF goddess. Here, hoping you all are doing well and staying positive in this crazy fucking world we're living in. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight, I have a very special guest, pro wrestler Adonis Stone. Adonis, welcome, and thank you for making time for us. I know your schedule is like super busy.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a hot minute, y'all, since I've interviewed a wrestler. I've been doing a lot of, or you would say, kind of scouting. I've been watching a lot of the indie wrestling scene, and I see a lot of the new bloods coming in on the scene, etc. Well, it's no secret, but I'll remind you, I'm really picky on what wrestlers that I invite on my show. Wrestling, it isn't for anyone, and I don't, interview scrubs as fucked up. As that may sound. No, I am just a fan, but I also understand certain things about the business. And one of the things that I don't like I won't even look at you twice is when you don't have the passion for wrestling. So that's just an example. I've talked to people who are like, oh, I like to wrestle, make friends. No, right there, I'll stop you. Okay, so with that being said, I'm a fan of Adonis Stone, and he deserves to be here, even though I'm Team Cage, just so you know. All right, so I'm gonna take it back to the beginning, Adonis. First of all, I want to ask you where you're from.
I'm from Harlem.
Harlem. Oh shit, I didn't know that. Harlem World. I used to live in Harlem for a little while. Um, how did you first become, how did wrestling first become something that you watched in the first place?
As a little kid, me and my dad used to watch it together.
Oh, so your dad was a fan.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been a
Okay.
fan since I was like maybe one.
You can remember. Yeah,
Like,
me too. Totally. Um, why wrestling?
because I love it.
You love
Period.
it. Why? What is wrestling to you?
Wrestling is the same thing for me as it's like, all right, my first love. I don't have a first love. It's football and wrestling, right? It's like having two children. You don't love them one less than the other, but you do love them differently
Yeah.
based on their personalities and what they are to you. It's so wrestling is everything for me right now. I gave up football to wrestle. I
Oh
played
wow.
I played I played professional. Sorry,
Okay.
I played professional arena football in Pittsburgh, and I also played
Wow.
semi-pro.
That's dope. And
Thank you.
there are, quite a few wrestlers with a football background that
Yeah, a
definitely
lot.
help you out in the sport, right?
Goldberg, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Ron Simmons. I think Bobby Lashley. A lot, a
I
lot.
think I think you
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
but when I say why wrestling, what why is it your passion? Why did it cancel football?
Football, it's I'm able to be more creative with wrestling. I'm able to, it's I can do what I did with football as far as it being a contact sport, but
Mhm.
also I can expand my creativity.
That's a good. I totally get that. Definitely a world of creativity. Should be.
Hmm.
Um. So when did you start actual training? How old were you? And under who?
I started training 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys, if you watch his stuff, you would think that he was like wrestling for much longer. It's definitely built
Thank
in
you.
you.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate it.
who were your trainers or trainer?
My trainer is Grim Reefer.
Very well known in the game. Great
My tra-
guy, wrestler, good teacher.
yeah. I
Nice,
learned
nice.
some stuff from other folks. Like I have other mentors, but
Right.
my trainer is Grim Reaper.
Reaper.
I
And
was
he,
training. I was training 4 months before I started doing shows.
wow. That's
Yeah,
when you really know because normally they don't even put people out that early. That's when you know you really got it.
I appreciate that,
Hold
and I
on to that.
appreciate Reef. I appreciate Reef believing in me the way he does.
He runs Loud East wrestling promotion, correct?
Yes.
What what was your day? Well, first, what challenges did you face as a rookie?
Not really. Like it was more internal. It was more internal. Or it was more so me, like because I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
It's more so like I already want to be at a certain level. That's why I move the way I do. That's why I perform the way I perform. I already want to. I want to be at the highest level amongst the best. I want to be in a conversation of who's the best. You know what I'm saying? And so it's more internal mentally for me, pushing myself and being harsh on myself. It's not really, you know,
You're your toughest critic.
yeah, yeah.
And a lot of the greats are. So, I don't think you're doing anything wrong by that.
Thank you.
So your debut year, you said you started 3 years ago? So
Yeah,
that was after the pandemic, right?
yep.
You were,
Um, September is going to be my fourth year. September 15th.
all right. Sweet. What kind of wrestling style would you say that you fall into? What has been you will start with that. What kind of wrestling style do you say you fall into?
I don't say I fall into any wrestling style. Hence the name, the perfect ratio. So I'm able to wrestle any wrestling style.
Nice.
If I'm in a match with someone that does strong style, I can wrestle strong style. If somebody wrestles lucha, I can wrestle lucha. If somebody's aerial, I can be aerial. If somebody's technical, I can be technical.
Only I can say those are it's definitely it definitely helps complete the picture as a wrestler when you can master or be able to hang with every type of style. Is what wrestler would you say growing up made the biggest impression on you?
I've gotten this question a few times, and If I go back to all of the podcast interviews, I probably set like different names every time.
It's hard to choose. But, like me as a fan, I have my guy, my idol. I have a lot. Like my first ever impression of in wrestling was Hulk Hogan. He was the god to me. But
Yeah.
as I got older, my taste changed, and Hulk Hogan will always be that guy, although he's not in such a good standing right now with the fans.
Mhm.
Um, Steve Austin, and the reason for that is because Steve Austin and his DTA, I don't give a fuck, son of a bitch, BMF. That's where BMF comes from, bad motherfucker. I got that from Austin, and he taught me how to be that growing up. So, what would you say is the person that made the biggest impression on you, like your top guy?
That's that. I don't have just one, but Austin is a part
Well,
of my.
he's in the crew. Okay,
Austin is a part of my Mount Rushmore.
okay,
It's I was never a Hogan guy,
yeah.
but I wasn't a Hogan guy, but I was a Macho Man guy. I was an Ultimate Warrior guy.
Give me the crop. I don't like
Yeah.
war. I think his gimmick, his look, the fans remember forever, but in the ring, not so much. Like,
Right, right, right. As I gotten older
I respect though.
and as wrestling evolved,
Yeah,
yeah, we get a better understanding of how shitty they was in the ring, like how limited they was in the ring. Stone Cold, those are good. Not shitty. I wouldn't say shitty, but like just how
yeah,
far
up
the
there.
athletes came, like how far, uh, like Stone Cold, Bret Hart, um, Macho Man, Ric Flair,
Mm-mm.
uh, Perk Angle,
Triangle. So
um, Goldberg. Uh, like I respect what Brock is overall. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
you cannot not respect Brock's
can't res-
accolades.
yeah, you can't. Right,
With the
John.
he did better than CM Punk. He went to UFC, fucked it up, came
Yeah,
back.
he fucked up until he got fucked up.
Hey, but I
uh,
respect. He didn't go
yeah,
crying like CM Punk did.
greatest of all time, John Cena. What
Gotta
he
respect.
does, what he does for the culture, what he does for the children. I think he still holds the record for the most um, Make a Wish Foundation grants.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. So it's just so many of them for so many different reasons. You understand what I'm saying? Like AJ Styles. AJ Styles is high on my list also because of overall what he is.
Yeah,
AJ Styles, you can YouTube 100 AJ Styles moves.
that's true.
And AJ
And
Styles is almost 50 years old.
I know I keep waiting for them to say, okay, this is gonna be his final year, like John Cena, but we'll see.
Yeah, but
He
he's
told
in way better shape.
yeah that he had that, so he came back better this time. Um, that I'll always remember that match with him and Undertaker, the cinematic shit.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not into wrestling entertainment, that was dope. So, what has been your favorite match that you've had so far? Why?
My favorite match so far is between Akira and Jimmy Lloyd.
What kind of match was that? Triple threat?
No, each of them were one-on-one matches.
Okay.
But me and Jimmy Lloyd, I was able to. It was a hardcore match, and I was able to. My first really real hardcore match. It wasn't a death match, but it was a legit hardcore match, and I was able to expand my arsenal a little
So,
bit with Jimmy, and I was able to have a little bit more fun and step outside of the regular one-on-one, the regular,
normal match. Um, do
now
you
with
have footage from that?
hell yeah.
Definitely want to add that to the video.
With Akira, it's one of my favorite matches because it's one of my least favorite matches, if that makes
Wow.
sense. Because I Akira is strong style, and I don't think I did as good as I wanted to do. I know I didn't do as good as I wanted to do. I know I didn't put on the match that I'm capable of putting on with someone like that.
Okay. Um,
So that match I always go back to, like, I look like shit. I look like shit.
you learn from yourself when you rewatch yourself, right?
Yeah. And Chris, with my I did an outdoor show, and me and Chris main invented it, and my son got involved.
I saw that one. That was really cool.
Yeah,
I know he
that
was.
was fun too.
He did really well. How old is he?
He's 12.
Oh my gosh, he did really well.
Thank you.
What are some of the pros and cons of the indie wrestling scene, you would say?
Um, some of the cons are like everybody. Well, mostly everybody is trying to get to the next level. People feel like they got to step on somebody's neck to get to the next level.
Right. Just like in life.
Yeah, like
Only
step
maybe
like,
high school.
huh?
I said only maybe a little more high school
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, for real. It feel like it's always like that's why I try to stay away from that kind of culture. Like I'm not trying to step on them. Honestly, like I legit want the people that going back to what you said to begin the interview. Like I don't like to be, I, people that wrestle for fun, cool. But if you don't love it and this is not your passion, I can't really get jiggy with you. I can't really like, you feel me? So it's like for the people that are hungry and this is their passion and whatnot. I want everybody to succeed. I try to help everybody that I come across, and I'm only 3 years in. I help Reef run Loudies, and then I run the Greatest Wrestling Alliance.
Right.
So I try to, huh?
I said right, I'm gonna get to that too.
Yeah, I try to like. I have the motto. My motto is like, I eat, everybody eat. You feel me?
Absolutely. I fuck with people like you. I believe that, you can be that way and still get where you want to go.
Yeah, for real. It
Is there
doesn't have to be a dog eats dog world. It don't have to be like that. In some situations, maybe yeah, but it don't have to be.
right? Absolutely. It takes a strong person not to be that way.
Right.
What would you say is your greatest accolade so far, or something that you do, or a title you want to achieve?
My greatest accolade so far. is between um, creating another lane of opportunities for other wrestlers with the companies,
Absolutely. Mm,
and
Lionheart, baby. That's a beautiful belt, by the way.
thank you,
I
and
love
being
it.
a Loudy's Lionheart.
Are you a Leo?
No,
Okay. I
I'm
just
a Virgo.
stop. When's your birthday?
September 2nd.
Oh shit. I'm August 29th and Chris Cage is December 15th.
Yeah, no.
We're all Virgos.
Yeah.
That's why. Ah,
It's
Virgos are fucking awesome.
a fact.
Wrestling for a fan is the most exciting fun time ever. But as a talent, what advice would you give someone trying to get into the business?
If you're gonna get into the business, just go for it. Just take a leap of faith. Find a school, a wrestling school, preferably the Loudy school, and and take a leap of faith. Why bet on somebody's else's business and not your own? Bet on
Right.
yourself and take a leap of faith.
Straight up. So as you were saying about Greatest Wrestling Alliance, you're now wearing your promoter's hat as well behind the scenes at Greatest Wrestling Alliance. How did that come about and what's business been like on that side of the spectrum for you?
It's been fun. It's been fun. I feel like I created it to. It's geared to be like the NXT to Loud East.
Okay. I feel that.
Yeah. So like all the new talent that is good, no scrubs.
Respect that even more, know, because, I'm sorry, but the indie scene is known for, oh, that's my friend. They're going to have a match, even though I want to fucking poke my eyes out when I'm watching it. They don't care. I respect that a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The and people promoters having friends and putting their friends over also create the forgotten talent that is really good but get overlooked. That's also what GWA is geared to. The new good talent and the forgotten good talent.
Wow. I think I like you so much more after this interview. I'm not supposed to.
I know.
Okay. So, so basically, that's what you look for when you're booking talent.
Yeah.
I ask all my interviewees this just because I'm curious and probably other people want to know. If you were to get the call from a mainstream company, who would you want it to be and why?
Um, I don't think it would really matter. It wouldn't matter because I just want to inspire people and create big moments. I want to create memorable moments, like those moments like that we used to feel when we was kids, like when Mick Foley won the world title, like when Shawn Michaels won the Intercontinental title, when Eddie is on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
When Eddie won the world championship. People don't the wrestling world don't speak about this person, but I'm only speaking about in-ring stuff and the in-ring moments. Chris Benoit when he won the world title. How emotional when Kofi Mania was going on. When Big E won a title. You understand what I'm saying? Those kind of moments. You don't gotta do the most flippiest flips.
Right.
Respect to those guys, but those are the kind of moments that I want to create. Those moments don't just get to children. They get to men. They get to women. They make people like get the chills. Like I want to be a part of that moment. So it really don't matter what company. I just want to create those moments and inspire people.
Storytelling is really crucial, I think, and I know it's hard for a lot of independent feds to, maintain that, but I definitely think that storytelling is important. You're telling a story in the ring. I want to feel it. Like I want to be fully immersed. Yesteryear, I know exactly what you're talking about because when I watched Raw or SmackDown, I would, oh man, I gotta wait till Friday. What's gonna happen next? That's the feeling that you want to always have.
Right, 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 right. And as a promoter, I also want to produce those kind of moments.
Right,
As a wrestler, I want to be a part of those moments and help create those moments. As a producer, as a promoter, I want to produce those kind of, the talent that can provide those moments.
right. And I've been following the story, going on and uh GWA. I said it right, right? GW,
Hmm.
yeah, in GWA, which is why we're not friends right now. But I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far. What What do you want to be remembered for in the business?
The moments, the moments. I want a kid to say, I want to do this because I felt some type of way when I seen Adonis Stone do this. I want a man to say, because I'm 35 years old and I'll be 36. I want an adult to say, maybe I should try wrestling. I'm not too old and it's not too late to do anything, not just wrestling, to do anything. Someone to say, yo, listen, I've done this for X amount of years. I want to try this because, I think I can do it. I seen Adonis Stone do it and he's older and I'm wrestling guys that is my children's age. My oldest daughter's 20. I'm wrestling guys that age.
You look 20, just so you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
They say black don't crack. It's true.
Yeah,
But you're Spanish too, right?
I'm Cuban.
Cuban, just Cuban.
Yeah.
Ay, ¿puedes hablar español?
No.
No, that's a few youngsters right there. So, as you mentioned, I've seen your children and your wife attend the shows. That level of support is both amazing and hard to come by. But how would you feel about your children following in your footsteps?
um, I would feel accomplished partially because if my kids are harsh critics when it comes to me. So if they follow in my footsteps, that means they felt like dad was great enough to follow. And that means everything. My,
Oh,
my two youngest sons already stepped in the ring. My 12-year-old and my 11-year-old already stepped in the ring. I don't show it to them because I'm not going to.
yeah.
I'm old school. I'm not going to show too much emotion, but I do converse with them and tell them how proud I am of them.
Right.
Yeah. But that means it means everything. And I have 11 children.
What? Are they all from Miss Stone?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, bless her. That's wonderful, though. Big family. Do they also are they all supportive for what you do?
Yes, they are.
That's the important thing. I personally think that one of the most important traits that one must possess to become a good wrestler is consistency. You need consistency not only in your training and your diet, but in all aspects of life as well. Every time you go for a match, you should perform consistently, even on your bad days. So let's say you're booked at a show that, doesn't sell as many tickets. Are you the type of person to say, "Yeah, fuck it, I don't gotta put on the best show"? Or are you still giving it your all because you're that type of person where, you just never know?
I am that type of person where you never know who's in the crowd. It could be 20 people in the crowd, but one of those people could be a scout from a
Hey,
major company.
that's what I wanted to hear because
I, I'm
I've,
telling
I've
you,
heard I've heard the opposite, and I'm like, I know again, I'm just a fan, but I just feel like, what are you here for, bro?
yeah, yeah,
It could be two people in the crowd and they're just regular fans, but that video or that match will be seen somewhere. You never know. And if you're really passionate about it, I think that you should bring that wherever you go.
facts. I've
So
been in
how
a crowd of
uh,
10 people, but I've also performed in front of like 300 plus. So it's like it's always a child there that's looking to be inspired. That's not how the child would describe it. He's just there to enjoy the wrestling show, but he's looking to be inspired.
if you can't get over with a kid, then you're doing something wrong.
Facts.
How did you develop your persona?
It's not a. It's just me.
Is
It's
you.
it's just me.
I fucks with it. That's a good answer. I I'm very old school when it comes to wrestling, even though right, I've accepted how much of it has evolved and how it is now. I'm old school when it comes to kayfabe. I'm old school when it comes to do not say this is fake or that's a character because I don't want to hear.
Right.
Um,
Even
what is
though
your
Chris Cage is a funny character.
what is your approach to crafting a compelling match? How do you collaborate with an opponent to tell a story?
um, damn, that kind of go against your first what you was just saying.
You don't have to, hey, we're gonna talk about every detail, but like, what are the key things? Like, what do you want to achieve in that match?
Creating moments, creating
Create a moment,
moments, creating moments that are memorable for when people go home
and they could tell your
and
story.
right, the people go home and say, and they recording because everybody got a camera. Everybody is a videographer. They go
Right.
home. Look what I just seen. Like, look where I was just at. This is crazy. Look what this dude just did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that inspires that may inspire more family members to come to the next show. And more and more and more.
Right. Because word of mouth always.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been faced with an opponent where your idealistics are just completely different and you kind of have to like suck it up and work with them? How do you deal with that situation?
Respectfully. I'm I'm new. I'm 3 years in, but I came in already a little seasoned. I was already a professional athlete. So I know how to conduct myself when it comes to, you know, disagreeing and compromising and those things. So it's a lot of people getting their feelings. You don't need to. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need to get in your feelings. You don't really need it. You don't really need to handle it in a negative fashion. You just, just find a compromise, find a common ground. I've been in matches where guys didn't speak English.
Wow. Okay.
If you know wrestling and you know how,
You
then
know what you're
that's
gonna do.
that's yeah, that's
You,
the language right there.
how do you mentally and physically prepare for a match?
Um, if I know my opponent coming in, I'll kind of study my opponent.
That's,
That
that's,
that I got from football, doing film and watching another team and studying another team and stuff like that. But if I'm at a show and a lot of times you're not able to do that. A lot of times you got a show and they say, "Hey, you're booked and you got this match." Then you just gotta go for it. Just gotta take a leap of faith.
how you call that? Improvise.
Yeah, you just gotta yeah, facts. You just gotta improvise. But every match isn't perfect, and a lot of times in the match, you have to improvise. And no matter how much studying you did, no matter how much you know each other, sometimes in a match you do have to improvise.
Right, because I know there are moments where either maybe a spot is missed or maybe um forgotten, and you got to think of it like on the spot, so where it's not noticeable to us anyway. And that's why I definitely respect you guys a lot, because to have to do a lot of stuff on the fly and just it looks seemingly like it's cohesive.
Yeah, but I don't call spots. I fight.
Hi. um, I'm marking out. I gotta stop. Okay. What's your favorite wrestling move to execute?
My finish, the perfect ratio.
Explain to the people who don't know yet how
It's a
that.
it's a double underhook, twisting slam. So I hook, lift, twist, slam.
It looks dope, guys. Did it take you a long time to learn that move?
No.
Do you feel like you've perfected it to your likeness,
Yeah.
to your liking?
Yeah.
I need a clip on that too. I gotta put
I,
a clip in there. Is there anybody that
I fit Chris Cage with it.
I'm gonna find that footage and delete it? Delete. Or is there any wrestler that you would like to call out, like you haven't wrestled and you want to wrestle, mainstream or indie?
It's yo.
It's a lot of people.
It's and it got narrowed down like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah,
How?
it got narrowed down. There's this one wrestler, and I've never been the guy like with like aspirations for one specific wrestler, but it's
You want
one
to title?
wrestler that I haven't wrestled, and it's a female.
It's a gender match. Who's this?
Yeah, but she don't wrestle. She don't get in the ring like I'm a girl. She gets in the ring like I'm a wrestler, and I'm gonna fight the hell out you.
Those are the
So,
only type I like. Mm-mm.
facts. And if you take it easy on her, RIP to you.
I
This wrestler, I was watching her. and the way she moved and the way like her aggression level. I like to fight. I love to fight. I love to fight. I love the fighting part.
Me too.
And she's just I have to fight her. I have to.
Um,
Masha.
who you talking about?
Masha.
Oh, I know who that is. Gotta put her picture up on this clip.
TNA knockout champ. She's also the JCW heavyweight champion.
You hear that, guys? A female JCW heavyweight champ.
And
He's a
she's a
problem.
two-time J Cup winner last year and this year. I watched her beat three dudes, and you couldn't question it. Three great dudes.
Not easy to achieve.
The last one being Alec Price. And all of them gave her their all
She stood her own.
and won. I have to fight Masha Slamovich. I have to fight her. I have to. I have to. And plus, like I said it in one of my promos, I said I'm a firm believer in iron sharpens iron. She's great. I'm good. I believe wrestling someone like that can take me up to the great level. And plus, I just want to beat the hell out of her. See how much she can really take. And I want to take what she got.
I respect that.
I think overall it'll just be dope.
Yeah. I'm not the only intergender matches that I'm not a fan of is where as a fan you can't there is it's not believable for that person to win the
Right.
match.
Right.
That to me is a turn off.
Yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves in wrestling altogether, because I see it on mainstream too, is when a person throws powder puff hits. I can see that. I don't feel that, and I hate that. So someone like Marshall definitely, hold her own. I love women like that, like Rhea Ripley, where they come in and tear you apart. It's not no, oh, delicate, like these other bitches. Like, no, I don't like that. We as women should be coming a fucking fight. Forget
Yeah.
how, forget everything else. Forget that we're women. We should be. You want to be called superstars? There's no more divas, right? Be a fucking superstar.
Facts. And Masha is a superstar.
Absolutely. So I see you got some really cool merch.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when I don't dislike you, I'll get one. How can the fans get your merch?
I haven't put it up on an official website yet, but they can hit my inbox at Adonis Stone with the
At,
Cuban flag next to it.
at your Instagram, guys, do follow Adonis Stone on Instagram. You have a YouTube channel as well,
No,
but does GWA do? Does
just follow Richard Ruiz. He's the videographer. Excuse me, Richard Ruiz.
his YouTube channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should create one though. That's how.
I am.
Yeah, I know it's hard to keep track of all the social medias, but YouTube is definitely like when I throw up shorts, those get the most views. But it's an easy way to circulate your talent. Get eyes out there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to thank you again for your time. I think
Thank
that
you.
you're doing awesome. So just
Thank you.
just being 4 years in the business. There are vets that I know that sadly are the opposite. So definitely be proud of who you are.
We listen
And
and we don't judge.
want to thank you for doing what you're doing for the independent scene, because that's why I do what I do. I started interviewing wrestlers because I felt like independent wrestling does not have enough respect out there, and I want to change that. And you're somebody like that, and I respect that you do that.
Thank you.
So thank you, Adonis,
Hold
my
on, one more
BM
thing.
Army. You already know. Subscribe to BMF Goddess on YouTube. Follow Adonis Stone on IG. Show love.
And make sure y'all come to the show March 1st this Saturday and watch me
Yeah,
defeat at the Greatest Wrestling Alliance.
follow him for future events. It's
Yeah.
lit. It's litty like a titty. I'm telling you. May the force be with y'all, guys. Good night.